My name is David Jaffe. Welcome to the Wealth and Health Podcast, where you'll learn valuable skills and positive habits that will improve your life. This podcast originally aired as a video on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/beststockstrategy. The Wealth and Health Podcast is brought to you by beststockstrategy.com. Triple your income from covered calls. Easy tips by Passive Income Covered Calls and Stocks with Mark Yegge.
Want to triple your covered call income without taking on more risk?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm Mark Yegge, and I've been generating consistent passive income through options for years now. In this video, I'm going to show you how I 3x my covered call income. You can do it too. Most retirees are leaving to travel the world and use these income strategies to do it. And
in my opinion, he's traveling the world by selling courses, not by selling covered calls, because selling covered calls dramatically underperforms holding the underlying security.
Hundreds of clients, many just like you, build reliable retirement income.
As you can see, if you look at the SPY versus BXM, there's about a 6% annual decrease by selling covered calls, and you're paying more money in taxes because the covered call income is going to be treated at the highest marginal tax rate.
This video is based on real success, not theory.
Oh yeah.
Most retirees are leaving serious money on the table.
Right, yeah, they're leaving a lot of money on the table by selling covered calls because they're dramatically going to underperform the market, because by selling those covered calls, they're going to be unable to participate in the upside potential of the stock.
They buy dividend stocks and they hope for the best. Or they dabble in covered calls but do it wrong. Too close to the money, wrong timing.
Oh, but I'm sure Mark has all the answers, right?
Approach, covered calls can be a powerful monthly paycheck. You use quality stocks, you time your trades around volatility, and roll your options.
You time it around volatility and then you roll it exactly when Mark tells you how to do it.
Now this isn't magic, it's math and it's discipline.
All you got to do is pay Mark, and I'm sure he's going to tell you the math and the discipline that you need so that instead of underperforming the market by 6% a year, like Gemini says, you're going to massively outperform.
Step 1, choose institutional quality stocks like
I do agree with that.
Apple or JP Morgan or Tesla. Step 2, sell calls 30 to 45 days out.
Definitely don't agree with that.
Of the money. Step 3, adjust or roll monthly based on market conditions. Step 4, use a tiered approach. Some stocks for longer term, others for active income. Repeat this monthly and watch the income stack up.
Oh yeah.
Here's why this works.
But it doesn't work. It dramatically underperforms simply holding the underlying security.
Options are usually overpriced because implied volatility is often inflated. That means you, the seller, are getting paid more than the fair value.
All right, let's be clear on this. And it's something that he's not mentioning either because he's unaware of it or because he's intentionally leaving it out. I have no idea why he's not mentioning it, so I'm not going to speculate. The reality is that options on the put side are substantially overpriced due to the velocity of risk on the downside. For example, when we have pullbacks, there's a tendency for them to be very violent, where the market can fall 10 or 20% in a month, and then the VIX spikes from 15 all the way to 55 or 60. That's happened numerous times just over the past 5 years. Because of the risk of a crash, that means that put options have a greater risk of being overpriced. But calls, they really don't. In fact, you can make a case that buying call options on some selected securities will dramatically outperform simply buying and holding those shares. And if buying call options could dramatically outperform, then selling call options will dramatically underperform because you're trading the upside potential for a few cents.
A 30 delta call, and that balances income and probability. It's like a little sweet spot. Now, I'm normally the in-the-money call seller, and that's an approach that makes me more comfortable too.
Yeah, I think that's really dumb.
These are lessons I learned firsthand with my own money, and they changed how I trade forever. Here we go. Don't over-concentrate or over-diversify. Diversify across just a few quality names. Consistency beats speculation. Aim for steady monthly income, not a home run. And stay mechanical. Covered calls aren't about timing the market. They're about managing that risk while collecting the income, what I call the juice.
Oh, yeah,
My
give me
biggest
that
returns
juice.
came from trusting the system.
All right, more BS. Let me show you an example of a covered call that's deep in the money. And then when you try to roll it, you're basically holding on to a tremendous amount of risk while the security is also eating up almost all your buying power, and you're barely collecting any money by rolling that option forward in time. All right, so here we have Apple. Let's look at the past 3 months. You can see that it's gone up tremendously. So let's say around September, when Apple was trading at $220, you sold a $235 call option that expired the first week of October. So we go to October 3rd, and then we look at the $235. Now at the time, this position was about $15 out of the money. So we can kind of approximate it by going to the $270 and seeing that we probably would have picked up around 75 cents. At this moment, the $235 is trading for about $21.80. Now, Mark said that your best bet is to roll this option forward in time. The problem is that these shares are eating up your buying power. So you're basically capped. If Apple goes up to $275 or $300, you're not participating in the upside as the stock goes up. Instead, your maximum amount of profit is going to be the amount of premium that you can collect by rolling forward these options. Let's say you have to buy back the $235 and then you roll it forward to November. So we roll it forward by 60 days, which is substantially more than the 30 to 45 days that he said in the video. So therefore, we should be able to collect more premium, right? So we're going to roll it forward to $235. That means that by buying this back, we're going to pay around $21.80. We go out to November, $235. And then we pick up about $25.80. So we pick up around $4, and we have to hold it through earnings because the earnings announcement is in late October. So we're picking up more premium because we're selling an option beyond the earnings announcement. And our maximum amount of profit is going to be $4. Yet Apple was up over $10 just today. If you want to look to see how much money you'd collect if you had to roll it out to an option that expired before earnings announcement, then let's go out to October 24th and let's go to the $235. And then here you can see that instead of collecting around $4, you're only going to pick up less than $2. Yet Apple was up over $10 today, and you still have downside risk while you're holding this position that's using up a tremendous amount of your buying power. In my opinion, as I've said in numerous other videos, selling covered calls is a losing strategy. People tell me that they don't necessarily care, that they just care about the income, but I don't understand why you would want to trade around 5% every single year in lower returns just so that you can receive covered call income that's going to be taxed at the highest marginal tax rate. And as we can see, selling covered calls tends to underperform by about 6% every single year. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If you agree or disagree, then let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Visit beststockstrategy.com and submit your email address to receive valuable free training. Please give this podcast a positive rating and a review. If you have any questions, visit beststockstrategy.com and send me a message.